And it's a forcing piece of furniture. Oh, the autumn is empty except for a single piece of furniture. In the apartment will do, a longer lantern row. I'm not particular about it. His 60-year-old cousin hated a piece of real estate by a lake. So much for small talk. Let's get down to business. Lucy resented the aggressive salesman trying to make her sign the contract. They are only factors discouraging us from investing in stocks. Japan imports various raw materials and exports manufactured goods. In the important development, Japan has abandoned its traditional values. Well, the world faces very unprecedented crisis. In short, the purpose of regulation is to protect domestic industries. In order to keep its competitiveness in the world, Japan must undertake the safety regulation in earnest. We cannot turn our backs on deprived people who are at risk. The government decided to provide developing countries with financial aid. Sony Sam said the British monarchy should be abolished. What do you think? They sought a shelter from the attack, but found no place to hide. There are no little professors that the two countries will make significant progress in disarmament. The negotiations are underway. Before long, they will enter a crucial phase. The slaves were anxious to alter their destinies. The aristocrats abused their privileges in their heart's content. The revolution itself bore no fruit, after all. Bob brought in our conversation saying, I'm against it, but everybody ignored him. We escaped his turn on purpose, but he thought someone being bullied, but he turned a blind eye. When Nikan was cheated on exam, I was suspended from school. Alphonic, he got away with it. They are hostile to Richard because of they are jealous of his wealth and status. I hate him. He behaves as he was as somebody. In spite of our compliment, he frowned, turned away. He was so rude. He claimed that no one's property at his disposal. The most of all, you're more isolated you become. Don't beat around the bush. What am I supposed to do? Just wait and see. Time will tell. Please hand the assignment by email. No later than 5 p.m. on the 10th. General in edge but diligent, don't fry. He flanked mass again. His statement doesn't make sense. To begin with, its theme is obscure. His essay is concise and to the point. How are we going to deal with this complicated problem? Leave it to me. It's a piece of cake. Nick, I want to look this over before I turn it in. Sorry, but I've had my hand full right now. But I don't meet the deadline. I'll bet he'll get mad at you. You have some relief something to be desired, apart from a terrible handwriting. You want to think over whether the premise is valid or not. Above all, scientific terms call for precise definitions. First of all, learn the formula by heart. To calculate the volume, multiply the length by the width by the depth. Tiny cracks are found in the bottom of the barrel. This chapter will focus on the concept of geometry. Phil is much more interested in academic subjects than practical skills. Something go wrong with microscope. I need to have it repaired. Let me see it. Maybe I can fix it. Whether it's an instrument, for instance, a gauge such as a thermometer or barometer, and the minute particles are barely visible to the naked eye. Muscle tissues consist of a vast number of cells. This substance is mostly composed of hydrogen and oxygen. The exact temperature is 22.68 degrees Celsius. Naomi likes to show off her perfect figure. I wish I was thin like her. I envy her. You could go on that. I fell in love with Naomi at first sight. 3 months later, I took a chance to propose to her, but she turned me down. I met by chance. He's gentle and smart. What's more, he's single. His nephew was brought up to be modest and considerate. I did this to a bomb to my folks, but they took to him at once. People should be judged not by how they look, but who they are. It's not your title that counts, that's for sure, exclaimed Bob. As a sermon might put it, my own vision will make good in the end. Keep in mind that youth is not eternal. I can't figure out what on earth everybody feels so much contempt for Bob. I can't help laughing at him because he keeps on making stupid mistakes. He'll be the last person learning his lesson. To make matters worse, he isn't even conscious of annoying us. Since I was in a hurry, I put the gloves on my inside out by mistake. Dave fell on my tragedy. When he leaped over the shallow stream, he stumbled and twisted his ankle. I'm scared of heights. You're a coward. The Persian seldom, if ever, expressed himself in public. Nick convinced me that all superstitions are irrational. I trembled with fear at the thought of the injection. Since Bob is lazy at heart, he frequently neglected his duties. While Bob was at work, Jennifer observed at home observed in series soap operas. Bob likes cartoons, but I don't think that much of them. As a matter of fact, they are boring. It occurred to me that he was holding something back because he wouldn't look me in the eye. When her patience gave out, he grabbed his collar and swore at him. I must admit, we quarrel every now and then, but generally, we are good on terms each other. Do you mind if I stop by your house? No, not at all. Be my guest. Hold on, I'll be right back. Don't hang up. I can't push up. For one thing, my dad drops on me from time to time. While Jennifer was standing still, focused facing back and forth along the sidewalk. Let's make up, Lisa. Stop taking me for granted. We were through for good this time. I mean it. Come on, don't get so emotional, Lisa. I didn't mean to hurt you. Let's talk it over. You betrayed me. Please forgive me. How can I make it up to you? I'd get even. You should recompense your sins rather than conceal them. Keep your word. Otherwise, you'll end up losing face. Bob sticks to the moral principles and believes that honesty pays off in the long run. Cheer up. You couldn't help it. I didn't do my best. I know. Don't dwell on the past. You can start over. Jane, please do me a favor and give me a ride to Times Square. I wish I could, but I'm tied up right now. As usual, Mark turned up on time. He's very punctual. The other day, around the last of the middle of a busy interstate, a truck driving ahead had been skidded, turned over, and scattered its load all over the road. It recalls that the collision had been avoided by sheer luck. In case of an emergency, get in touch with my agent right away. Jane, where are you heading? I think we're lost. We went in the wrong direction. Damn, pull over. My last Ford broke down in Outracked on the intersection. There were so many fine scratches on dents on its surface. It's no use polishing it. Hey, we are stuck in a traffic jam. Tell Joe. Let, let's take a shortcut. We'll get there in time. I've got a flat tire. Can you give me a hand? I'll be glad to. The ambulance went out of the control and came close running over a pedestrian. He contended primitive life once existed on Mars. Their crews were busy preparing for the voyage into outer space. They conducted a series of experiments under zero gravity. Many astronomers assumed the universe will expand infinitely. The astronauts greeted spontaneous applause. I found that the setup is a beauty preserving our endangered planet. The massive planet paralyzed the local transportation network. The equation divides the globe into two hemispheres. I think the crew trap animals for goats. The organization plays a principal role in of wildlife conservation. Many floated species are on the verge of extinction. The prolonged drought severe damage to the crops. Tropical rainforests are quickly disappearing on the global scale. In part, it's due to acid rain. It is said that global warming is directly related to the carbon dioxide emissions. The destruction of the ozone layer affects the environment. The Committee Code of Nations works side by side to curb air pollution. A satellite was launched into orbit to monitor melting glaciers.